What's up everybody, it's Anderson here at Quantum Clutch Genetics with another video. Today is a duel between snake tanks versus snake racks. Let's get right into it. Alright, so the first point we're going to touch on is the space aspect of it. Not just the space within the enclosure itself, but the space that it entirely takes up. So, obviously with your tanks here, you have a lot more space or taken up by just one enclosure. Like this is a 4x2x2 for one ball python, which is good for them to obviously stretch out and get enrichment. But on the other hand, you cannot have as many animals as it takes up a lot of space. But on the rack side, it's kind of the opposite. So you have a lot of snakes in one area, but you're not able to, or the snakes are not able to fully stretch out. Maybe in some cases they can, but they also don't get as much enrichment as a full scape tank like behind me, which I'm actually going to probably redo here sometime soon. But other than that, the snake rack doesn't take up as much physical space altogether, or about the same as this, but you also get to house many more animals. Alright, so the next point I want to talk on is heat and humidity. I do have two different heating sources for my snake tank versus my snake rack. My snake tank has the overhead heating, and my snake rack obviously has the underbelly heating, but they both do their jobs pretty well. I will say that the heat tape on the thermostat is very good at consistently regulating the temps for a longer period of time. This obviously only gets like one side of the tank, and it depends on what heat bulb you use as well. But the downside to having overhead heating, or even if I did have under tank heating, is the humidity. I have to spray this more constantly than I have to the plastic bins. The plastic bins hold humidity a lot better. Even though this is PVC, the glass and the mesh on top don't hold it in very well. The next thing I want to talk on is actually security. This one's a little bit more tricky throughout the internet. A lot of people have different beliefs on if they need this big of a tank, or if they need only the size rack provided. I do have two eyes on both the sides. My ball python in here, Manolo, he probably would be okay even if there wasn't any hides, but obviously they are in the wild. They live in like other animals' dens, ant mounds, wherever. They're barely out, only at night. And that's one reason why a lot of people think that the racks are fine, because they only are in burrows most of the time anyway, which I agree with too. But obviously most pet owners would like their animals to have the best experience. I don't say, well, a breeder myself. The snake racks are also great for security because it's in a tight space for them. They feel nice. They have better feeding responses, at least right off the go. When I get my animals in, within like the first 2 weeks, I've always had a meal with them. I couldn't say the same about him, but also people get really lucky sometimes as well. Alrighty, so our fourth point is going to be maintenance. So my maintenance on this tank versus the rack is honestly about the same, at least cleaning wise. So it is a little bit more of a hassle getting all the hides out and stuff and looking around for where he was going, versus the snake rack where it's a smaller bin and I know exactly where they go to the bathroom. It's either all the corners, or either you find some grates across the tub. The other thing with this is I could have a light bulb go out, either one, the heating one or the grow light. Sometimes the plants get overgrown too, so that's also maintenance. Watering the plants as well. But with the snake rack, all I have to do is replace the cocoa and disinfect the tubs, and then they're all set to go. So it definitely is a little bit easier doing racks, especially when you have a lot of more snakes than just a couple. Alrighty, so our fifth one is going to be enrichment today. I talked on it a little bit earlier in the video, but with the 4x2x2 here. My snake is able to have naturalistic climbing opportunities, full space to stretch out, 2 different sides to fully, curl up in a ball under each hide. But with the snake rack, they don't have as much height or length to do that. They can probably stretch out almost fully, and they don't have any naturalistic escapes in them. So that's a little bit of a con for these snake racks at least. Alright, I'm going to kind of combine points 6 and 7, their visibility and looks. So, obviously the tank behind me has a full glass front to it, which you can see the landscape, not as often see the snake, but possibly. And with the looks aspect of it, it can people build awesome naturalistic escapes, bioactive as well, so it's basically like a mini ecosystem, which is very appealing to people's eyes. But even on the snake rack side, I don't have a professional one. It doesn't look, it looks okay, but even if I had a professional rack, they look pretty good. They don't take up much space, they don't look just kind of thrown together. They're very nice, compact, they look awesome, especially if you get metal ones on casters, they look awesome. But on the insides of the tub is not the same as the tank behind me. I would say the majority of breeders have the tubs that are fully enclosed so that the snake feels a little bit more secure and only the light peering through the top. So that is one con for them, but also it's about a tie. And the last thing is costs. Obviously a fully professional rack is going to cost you at least $3,000 to $5,000 depending on what modifications you put on it. But even like a snake rack right here is like $3,000 to $500 for one snake. But the amount of housing opportunities you get in a rack is way different than the cost per unit. Like you could get probably like 50 tubs for about $3,000 to $4,000, which is less per tub, compared to an actual full tank. In the long run, it's way better. If you're only planning on keeping a couple of animals, then probably a big tank like this or a couple big tanks like this would be just fine. Keep it under $1,000 or so, even with all the bioactive stuff. So it's really up to you which one you would want to choose. So which one do I think is better? Personally, I don't have an answer to that. I love them both in their own ways. The practicality of the snake rack, the looks, the visibility, and the enrichment of the full snake tank, but they both have a special place in my heart. I love making actual tanks and terrariums. They're bioactive, but I also just love getting my snake out once in a while in the snake rack and I just pull out the drawer. So make sure to comment your thoughts down below, subscribe, and hit the like button if you like this content. I'm posting every Friday now. Hit the notification bell, obviously, so you can see when I post on Fridays. I usually post at 7, I think, Central now. So let me know what you guys think again in the comments. I'll maybe do a little poll, and yeah, thanks for watching. See you next week.